Hey, let's bring in Karl Rove, Fox News contributor. I say politics is going to get really, really nasty. You're not going to take me on that one, are you, Karl?
We got an election coming up, so no, I'm not going to take you on that one. That's obvious that it's going to get increasingly acrimonious, and as we get close to the midterms, the stakes are pretty high.
Do you think that the Democrats will run their campaign for November on impeach him?
Publicly, no. Privately, yes. I say that way because I think the Democrat leadership understands that if they look like they have made their decision for impeachment, that this will hurt them among independent and swing voters who really don't want to plunge the country into a political crisis like that. But the base of the Democratic Party and the resurgent left of the Democratic Party, you know, the Democratic Socialists, Ocasio-Cortez, the Sandinistas, all of this crowd, Tom Steyer, they're going to be whipping up the enthusiasm about impeachment. So the Democrats publicly are going to try and disavow it, but privately, these groups are going to be driving the heart of the Democratic Party towards this, which leads to an interesting thing, particularly if the Democrats don't win control of the House. If they win control of the House, there's going to be a split between those who want immediate movement on impeachment and those who want a more measured approach. And that's going to play itself out. But if they lose control, I think that in some ways is even more interesting to contemplate, because I think it's going to actually end up in a weird place. The Democrats will split with the hardcore that hates Trump, sort of digging themselves into obstructionism, and a minority of the Democratic Party saying, we gave you a chance to run your kind of campaign, a left-wing appeal to America, and it didn't work. And so we, these sort of more centrist Democrats, we're going to find ways to advance the country so we can point to positive accomplishments by 2020. So there may actually be some efforts to get things done, not the big left-wing things, but things more in the center of American politics.
Yeah, it's a fascinating spin. And forgive me, I'm not using the word wrongly there. It's not spin. That's looking to the future and seeing how things could turn out more positive than we think. That's interesting, Karl.
Well, look, we've already seen some of it. Remember, Congressman Jeb Hensarling, the chairman of the House Financial Services Committee, did an omnibus bill designed to undo a great many things in Dodd-Frank. And it only drew Republican support. It passed the House, but went nowhere in the Senate. So he took that bill, broke it into smaller pieces, and moved those items through the House. And many of them got huge bipartisan numbers, particularly things that had to do with sort of small and regional banks. And those things are now before the Senate and have a much better chance of getting passed. I think the Hensarling maneuver on Dodd-Frank is a sign of the things that could happen if the Democrats lose their bid to control the House and the Republicans maintain it. Let me add one other thing. You talked about October surprises, and you talked about an October surprise from Mueller. I think Mueller is unlikely to act at some point after September 1st or September 15th. I think he is unlikely to take actions that could affect the outcome of the election. You mentioned a positive outcome on the foreign side with North Korea doing something with a deal or trade deals with the Europeans. But we could also have an attempt by our adversaries to affect the fall election. Remember in 2004, in the final weeks of the campaign, Osama bin Laden issued a message in a blatant attempt to damage Bush and to help advance a Democratic campaign. I wouldn't be surprised to see some adversary of America decide to deal the president a blow by doing something that makes it look like he is unable to achieve his agenda abroad.
Any way you slice it, the next 10 weeks are going to be absolutely fascinating for those of us who just love
78
politics.
days of excitement.
78 days. Thank you.
78 days of excitement.
Precisely right. Thank you. Thanks, Karl. See you soon. Thank you.